Is Facebook coming to an end? If you take anything away from today's video in terms of content marketing, is that we need to focus less on where people consume information and more on how. In the last quarter, Facebook experienced the fewest number of new users than ever before, prompting headlines that said things like, Facebook has hit a wall, this is the end, people are bailing. As marketers, what are you gonna do now that Facebook is over? Let's pump the brakes a bit and look at the actual numbers. Last quarter, Facebook added 22 million new users, which is technically the fewest new users ever. 70% of the entire US population is on Facebook, with 74% of those people checking Facebook daily, oftentimes more than twice a day. Let's look at how those numbers break down across generations and compare to other platforms. When it comes to Generation Z, our youngest population, 45% of them are on Facebook, compared to 51% that are on Instagram, and 70% are on Snapchat, but only 20% are on Twitter. Almost all of those in Generation Z, when surveyed, admitted that if they only had to choose just one platform in their lives, they're gonna stick to Snapchat. Which means looking towards the future, we can extrapolate that Facebook is probably not gonna be their primary source of information moving forward. So when Generation Z enters into their more purchasing years, where they're making decisions about life insurance, their cars, their houses, their vacations, and their bigger purchases, chances are they're not gonna be on Facebook. So looking way into the future, there's probably an end in sight. But that's not gonna be for a while. Now let's look at millennials. 80% of us are on Facebook. Millennials grew up with Facebook. It was their first predominant social media platform. 60% are on Instagram, and that number is growing. 52% are on Snapchat, 30% are on Twitter. And while only 5% of millennials admit to getting their news from newspapers or radio, and only 20% still watch TV on a regular basis. So if you want to reach millennials, Facebook is still your best bet. From a marketing perspective, we can comfortably say that Facebook is and will continue to be the most predominant platform for millennials for at least the next 5 years. Now let's look at Generation X. 70% of them are on Facebook. 35% are on Instagram, only 15% are on Snapchat, and 20% are on Twitter. So once again, when it comes to Generation X, Facebook is still your best bet. What about baby boomers, who are currently our country's biggest spending powerhouse? 45% of them are on Facebook. Only 15% of baby boomers are on Instagram, 5% are on Snapchat, and 9% are on Twitter. Which means thanks to Facebook as a business, you have access to nearly half of all the baby boomers in the United States. So in terms of your marketing mix, Facebook is here to stay. In terms of consumer behavior, the biggest changes that we see are in how people are consuming information rather than where. Currently, about 80% of all daily social media traffic is on mobile, and that number will continue to grow in the next few years. In fact, the single most popular app in the United States is the Facebook app. Because majority of the traffic is now coming from mobile, we know that users are gonna spend less time per viewing session on the app, but they will access the app many more times during the day. In fact, currently stats suggest that people visit Facebook and Instagram 20 times per day, even if it's for just a few seconds at a time. And while there's no mass exodus from Facebook, and we know that Facebook is not going away, we can tell from the growing popularity of Snapchat and Instagram and current user data that people are gravitating more towards visual content. That means graphics, GIFs, and videos. Videos being currently the most popular and engaging type of content. Consumers are looking for visual storytelling, something that's quick, impressive, and accessible on the go. Meaning that videos are most likely going to be your best bet in catching someone's attention in a very crowded content world. Looking towards the future, the best practice for your social video is to drop that branded opening that we've all been so used to at the beginning of your videos, and focusing much more on catching someone's attention in the first 5 seconds. In fact, practice with 5-second ads and 15-second ads. Start experimenting with those, as those are only going to continue to grow in popularity. One of the rules at Domus Media for our editors is edit like you party. Show up late and leave early. Get to the point and move on. Try creating video ads without dialogue. If you have dialogue, enable captions. Better yet, add captions as part of your video edit. Good visual effects can make text extremely catchy in videos. Create your content with the motto mobile first. That means include square and vertical videos into your marketing mix. At Dovas Media, we help our clients maximize their video budgets by making sure that the final video is formatted for Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. Because let's be real, reposting your LinkedIn video to Snapchat is like showing up to a backyard barbecue in a suit. Don't do that. Doing that will make sure that your videos appear native to each platform. Don't feel overwhelmed with all the platforms and trying to catch the latest trends. The good news is the principles of good advertisements have not changed. Your ads should be to the point, genuine, compelling, and evoke an emotional reaction. The only difference now is that with the newest platforms, they don't allow for anything but the best. If we stick to those principles, that's going to help us to succeed in Facebook, which is not going anywhere for a long time. It's going to help us succeed with Instagram, Snapchat, and any other future emerging media. If you have any questions or suggestions for another video, please leave a comment or send us a message. Thanks and bye!